All right. Nope. Cool. All right. So when I first heard about this assignment, I was really excited because I love to tell stories. Stories are awesome, you know. And I got a bunch of them, just random, stupid stuff I've done with friends and family and other random people I usually don't even know. But when I heard we can make up a story, I was like, yes. It doesn't even have to be true. And so I was just trying to sit here in class, letting my brain run wild, you know, coming up with random stuff, and I came up with a great story. And it had everything. It had crazy party with lots of drinking, Diet Pepsi, of course. I mean, not regular Pepsi, that's just way too crazy for me. Not willing to risk it. But, it also had me, because I'm awesome. It had a bear with a lightsaber, and it ended with why I wanted to go to medical school. And it would have been an awesome story, right? And then I went home, and I was preparing for it, I was doing everything, and so of course I was sitting in front of the TV watching TV, because that's what I do when I'm supposed to be doing homework. And I come across Obama's speech on the Tucson event, on the Tucson shooting. And it really kind of struck a chord with me, because, you know, I've seen death a lot over the past few years. And one thing that really stuck with me was my freshman year. This girl I had a big crush on was supposed to go to prom with, ended up getting in a really bad car accident. She got pushed off the side of the road and rolled down this cliff. And no one in her family made it. And so I decided I wanted to come up here and share that story. So I wrote it out, planned it all out on my card and everything. And I come to school yesterday, ready to give that speech. And I'm talking to one of my friends in English, second hour, right before this class, Anthony Clark. And he's like, no, man, you don't want to tell that speech. It's just going to completely bring down the mood of the class. It's going to kill the vibe. I don't know, that's just how he talks. And he's like, no, what story you should tell is you should tell about that crazy girl you met your sophomore year. And I kid you not, this girl, I wasn't technically dating her, but we were pretty close. And once again, coming around to prom, you know, we're going to go to prom together. She's a junior, I'm a sophomore, so she has to take me. I thought that was a little weird, but I was like, okay, whatever, going to prom, I get to dress up, love it. And so, I get there, and she tells me I don't want any pictures taken. Just, you know, I've been the guy I am, I volunteered to pay for the pictures, you know, because I thought it'd be nice and adorable. She's like, no, I don't want any pictures taken. I was like, okay, are you photophobic? What is it? She's like, no pictures. I was like, all right, why not? She says, I don't want them to get online. I was like, okay, why would you care? And I kid you not, word for word, this is what she said. I don't want my fiance to see them. How do you respond to something like that? I mean, really, I couldn't even talk to her after that. Like, a couple of days later, she spreads all these horrible rumors about me to cover it up, so her fiance doesn't hear about it and doesn't think she's been going out with me when she's actually engaged to him. And that was a disaster. Luckily, I moved here and got away from all that. So, yesterday, this is like the hour before this, I write out that speech really fast. I'm prepared to give it and everything. I come into class, I'm all ready. And then Zach comes up here and gives his story about the band field trip and going to the hotel and everything. And that got me thinking, because I'm in band too. And going back to my freshman year, another relationship girl, we did a band field trip to Washington, D.C. And actually, it turned out it was the first time I'd ever kissed a girl. Really big romantic moment for me. It was on my birthday and everything. In Washington, D.C., at a hotel on a band field trip. And so I literally had like minutes before I thought I was going to have to give my speech. So I write that on the back of another one of my note cards, scribble it out real quick, because I was expecting to get the ahs and everything. I was like, okay, I can roll with this. And then luckily, don't have to give my speech that day. So I went home, and I was like, I don't know which one of these I'm going to give. So I called my best friend from California, a kid named Corey Medina, and I'm talking to him on the phone, and he's like, no man, you don't want to tell any of those stories. I got a great story for you. And it was when, going back a few more years, back to my sophomore year, he used to get into a lot of fights with his dad, and his dad was kind of crazy. I have bad luck with crazy people. But his dad kicked him out for a while, and he literally came, and we like practically adopted this kid. You know, he came and lived with us for months at a time, and it was just awesome. You know, one of the best times of my life. We'd just hang out, we'd go hiking the forest and do random stuff, and I don't know, just have fun. And so, alright, I talked it out with him. I'm going to do that speech. I start to write it down. I look at the speech. I look at all my other wasted note cards. I have like 6 of them by this time. Look at this one, look at them. Look at this one, look at them. I can't decide. So, I come here this morning. I'm thinking about it. Nothing comes to me during band, my first art class. Sitting there in English, still nothing comes to me. Come into this class. They did their speeches. I come up here. Start talking, realize I've rambled for about 6 minutes now, successfully given my speech, and I've reached the moral of my story, as do most stories have. Yeah. And that is, sometimes no idea is a great idea. Thank you.